all the shows about UFOs, Atlantis, Egypt, alien gods, they're not looking at the past. They're only interested in the future for themselves. They have to keep you interested, but they probably miss the point. Books have all the answers. Like this one. Or perhaps these ones. First off, they point to aliens ruling as Egyptian gods because they don't understand how it was possible, from a fiscal point of view, that these great monuments, being so precise in geometry, they had to be created for other reasons besides what history tells. But if you watch my series from the beginning, you know how easy it was to be precise with the technology I shared. So what does history tell? Starting with Egypt as the first great civilization is where many put their trust. And great it was, as seen by the pictographs depicting lives as Festivus, all the way down the line from Pharaoh down to the canal digger. And it was all thanks to geography. The Nile floods afforded a lifestyle of plenty, and the Nile itself took on a godly personification similar to the king. So the king made sure to hold festivals lasting weeks sometimes to keep the balance. The second fact on geology was possibly even more crucial and equally expansive in its importance. That is the desert surrounding, existing on all sides except for the Mediterranean Sea. Acting similarly, they were kept safe for thousands of years. Now on to understanding the views of this culture, and we can now reasonably call it high culture if you understand how much wealth really was exported in the form of food. So this is the Nile Delta, this triangular formation. And this is an area that floods. But this is miles and miles. But not only that, several miles out from the river, it floods as well, all the way down. To the Sudan desert. From outside Egypt, the views of a god king might seem strange and worrying, but from the inside, it was justified, since we know there was an outside world where many things of rarity came from, flowing down the Nile, similar to the floods. And now inside we see a king that had so much immense power. He could not only provide food, usually, but more importantly, he could show his rare treasures from time to time and awe his followers and leave them to wonder. Therefore, it was requisite that he show his smarts and devise projects that were usually a societal celebration rather than a burden. Now, what about Atlantis? Well, since we can now grasp the inner workings of one civilization, let's move to the next great one, the Greeks. Herodotus traveled to Egypt before it was finally over as a superpower. The Greeks had a great love of exploration, furthered because of Plato, aka Critias, from the myth of Atlantis. Now Jimmy's asking, why is he using an alias? Yeah, bro, geology's good, but to step back in time is a more wise step when we have the records. And here is that record.